day, including some epic names that we already know, right? And with that, we have another epic name on our list up next. It's going to be the Mighty Unjust versus Darkjack128.
Sony, no stranger to Evo here,
Nope.
right? Shouts to Sony for everything they're doing in the FGC. Ran a online series that the Mighty Unjust is 700-time champion of. I'm a little bit exaggerating, but not really, Saki. Won a lot of tournaments for ESL and Sony. Coming into Evo, has always been one of the favorites. Every single tournament that we host in North America, every single one, Mighty Unjust is one of the favorites. But doesn't have that big result that we almost expect, because that's the pressure that he's kind of almost, I don't want to say put on himself, but by winning, he kind of has.
Yes.
When you start winning, people get used to you winning, and they start projecting you to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think with Mighty Unjust, he's such an interesting player, because when we talk about like Mortal Kombat as just like the meta, right? A lot of the times, counterpicking gets brought up quite a bit, and Mighty Unjust is definitely one of the well-known, picking those top tiers and really using those characters for all of their tools and what they're worth, essentially. And seeing Mighty Unjust not only online but also offline, it's actually really interesting. My first time seeing him was, I believe, at Summer Jam, if I'm not mistaken. And just to see his growth offline from then to now is actually really insane. I feel like what his biggest demon, in a sense, is the offline setting.
Yeah.
It's just getting into that mindset that there's a lot more happening than being online, obviously in the comfort of your own home, and just kind of straight up playing in a tournament for hours and hours, whereas in offline, you're around the very people that you're going through the bracket.
And you're sitting next to your opponent. You can feel the energy, right? You're there, absorbed by it. There's the pressure of knowing how many people are watching, not just online anymore. You know, there are people watching that are sitting, in a chat from their own homes. There's people here watching. There's people behind your shoulder. If you're playing in pools, there's people that are a foot behind you screaming at the top of their lungs.
Absolutely.
And you never know what can affect someone that's used to a setting that's under their own control. And that's huge in the FGC.
Yeah, and with that, we see a very rare pick. This is going to be Spawn versus Cassie right now. Now, this is interesting because, like we were talking about earlier, Cassie's not the character with the most health, right? That's 950 health. Whereas with Spawn, he has damage.
He's got it all. He has it all, ladies and gentlemen. And he brought the necrotic pool. I don't even know what the name of it's called. I just feel like saying a really long, cool word right there. But he brought a unique ability that I've only ever seen Unjust break out. If Spawn is standing in it, watch his meter in the bottom left. You'll see it. I mean, it's a difference between a micro USB and a USB-C.
Yep.
That's all I can say.
Indeed, indeed. That is a very good throw to try to keep Unjust in the corner right now. There it goes. He tried to bring up the pool itself, trying to get out of that corner, but that low gunshot is definitely stopping him from doing what he wants. And a very nice counter hit.
Okay.
This is good right now from Darkjack, applying the pressure, going for a throw here, definitely keeping Unjust in this corner. Nice down one. Oh, this is going to be crushing.
Oh,
blow.
he's dead. He's dead.
He's dead.
Oh, no.
100%
It was
dead.
the only thing. I mean, that was just... When I say textbook, it wasn't even textbook.
I love how he knows.
It's the rule of law in this game. If Spawn's back is to the corner, and by no means, and that's the only thing that you need to look out for right there, is if Spawn's back is to the corner, in the corner, his forward throw becomes a launching KB that keeps you restood, and to have a nice day, there's nothing you can do about half your life disappearing.
Absolutely. And then
He's
another
abusing him in this corner. This is jail, by the way. When it spawns 3-4 in the corner, he's just gonna bully you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, another grab. All right, I think we counted, 4 grabs right now. Are we gonna get another one? Nope.
Ow! But he shimmied him. He showed him the same exact thing, which was dash up in your face.
Yep.
Slight hesitation. Forward 3.
All right, canceling. I think he was trying to grab a shot at the low gunshot.
If only he didn't cancel, he would have been going for a ride.
Very nice. That cape is also such a good use of space control. Definitely catching you at the full length of it. And then of course that stand 3, another good button that Spawn has. Breaking out the pool to get the meter back. Look at that meter!
He's just like, I'm not even gonna deal with it. This is unnecessary.
I think that's
No,
Dark.
don't put up the arms. Dark.
Dark J definitely understanding that. What am I
Implement
supposed
the 5
to do?
Ds of dodgeball, my friend. Dodge, tuck, tip, dive, and dodge.
I think that's the first time I've seen someone just like straight up not even wait for the damage to happen, right? It was like, I'll take the loss. Let me go back to
It was on the
character select.
second normal. He's like 3, 4, and we're
We're-
just gonna go into the
yep.
next one. Because that's what Spawn does. He just wakes up and he pukes damage.
Yeah, it's really hard to get out of that corner. Not just damage too, those staggers. Like if you think about it, you have to stand. Like Mighty Unjust is not even on the layers of staggers. Like he's still on layer 1, which is just straight up checking Dark Jack right there.
Trying to, oh, look at that Dark Jack. I think he thought that Unjust. I mean, he showed him some slight negative frames.
That pool no longer in effect, but look at his bar already back with 1. Trying to flawless block those projectiles. Very nice counter there from Mighty Unjust.
And the reason,
Beautiful
wow,
flawless block.
that was ridiculous. The reason why you see Unjust go for a move like that too is because Spawn, when he's got the offensive bar, that projectile becomes a menace up close, becomes a menace full screen, and of course it gives him a launcher at any time. And so offensive bar with Spawn is him in the kitchen cooking up a storm.
Spawn is just cooking. Definitely looking really solid right here.
Oh!
That's another thing too. His projectile, I think, has some nice hit advantage where you kind of have to like, okay, yeah, you're blocking or not. Another good crushing bow there.
I will have to bring up that I am now officially flabbergasted because he pulled out the meter gaining special move fully at meter. So maybe the intention was to pull it up and then just send an EX projectile and just get started.
Yep, no, that's also a really smart move there to do that, right? If you want that meter, right? Resources are very important here in Mortal Kombat 11, especially when it comes to amplifying and even making your opponent guess what you're about to do.
There it is, just coming back. Oh nope, goes around a hit.
Jumping over the bullets there.
Uh-oh.
Not looking good, goes for the grab.
That was kind of
And that was a
absurd!
brutal!
And you can't see it, but I certainly can. Oh my goodness, that was domination. That was full control.
Very full control. I think that was a very fun match to watch as far as seeing Mighty Unjust on Spawn.
Yes.
You know, Spawn is definitely the character that I feel like very few actually get to pick him in tournaments unless you're like an extreme loyalist, right? Like we talk about K-Mac and a couple of others that have played the character. But seeing Mighty Unjust play that and playing it really solid, like I mentioned, having gone beyond like into layer 2 or layer 3 where you're staggering like that's stand 3,
Yep.
Or even staggering the cape as well.
Stand 1, back 1, was it forward 2?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of buttons from Spawn.
Yes, absolutely. And it was just full on checking Dark Jack every single time.
And when it comes to Spawn, he can do it at ranges where the normals and the buttons that you are going to press yourself are at a range where they're not going to mess with the normals that Spawn is going to press. Stand 3 is an incredibly, almost